Situations are not the best in the country now. Are you ready to take a pay cut?
Well, a pay cut depends a number of issues. Uh, as a country, we have three arms of government: the executive, judiciary, and then the legislature. Now, if the executive is talking about a pay cut, then they should also look at the emoluments. What facilities do they have? As executive, they have more facilities than legislators. We, for instance, provide a lot of facilities for ourselves. We pay our drivers. Currently, some of us are paying our secretariat. We pay our other things that we do. We buy our own fuel. Yeah, so if the executive is cutting their salary, well, are they removing those facilities they enjoy? So if those facilities that they enjoy, they will still enjoy, then the pay cuts for legislators will not be a fair deal for us.
What kind of a pay cut? They should let their own people take pay cuts. These are their people, they are on boards. Do you know how much they are making off of these boards? Look, they haven't given us common fund. They haven't given us common fund for over a year now. That thing is just a gimmick. Look, if we are going to take a pay cut, what are they going to use the money for? We gave them millions and millions of billions of cedis to use for COVID. Have they come in to tell us what they use the money for? So it's not about pay cut. It's about irresponsibility on their part.
Your colleague, Kojo Nkrumah, is making an appeal to all of you, including you members of parliament, to also consider taking a pay cut. Will you oblige?
Well, I think that with all due respect, my good friend Kojo Nkrumah should give us a break. Nobody is taking a dime from my salary. What we are asking this government to do is to reduce the size of government. How much would it contribute to salvaging the mess in which we are with the percentage cut by the members of Council of States and even members of Parliament? The young men who are recruited at the Flagstaff House, whose job it is, they are given laptops. They sit before the laptops, monitor social media, see those who are criticizing this government genuinely, and they go on blistering attack on those people. And those young men are paid 15,000 Ghana cedis. 15,000 Ghana cedis. You have MCEs who were sacked, perhaps for non-performance. They are now advisors to the minister for local government. And you have all manner of people. What we are telling this government is to reduce the profligate, reduce the size of government, reduce the amount of money you are expending on useless things in this country. If this government wants us to help him, we are more than prepared to help him, but he must begin demonstrating that he is willing to accept the help. They cannot cut our salary. In fact, some of us, almost all of us, and even including MPs, we are spending our salaries in our constituencies. That is what is happening. The entire 2021, we were given 1/4 of our MPs' common fund. In fact, district assemblies, municipal and metropolitan assemblies, the entire 2021, they never had a quota. What they had was arrears of 2020. So if I'm a member of parliament, the monies that I am supposed to use to execute certain basic projects in my constituencies, those monies are not coming. I spend money every single week. In fact, by the time our salaries are paid, you are so indebted because you would have spent the money to take care of certain important needs in your constituency.
Oh, I believe it's a noble thing for all of us to do. Currently, looking at what we are going through as a country, I think once it calls for sacrifice from all of us, I think with no exception, I believe my colleagues and other prominent persons, especially those of us on the Article 71 monuments, will take a look at what is happening from the presidency and also follow suit. So I'm all for that.
They should come and raise it on the floor. This is a matter of committee of the whole issue. So they will discuss. It's not a matter of an individual MP deciding to take a pay cut or whatever it is. It's a decision. If it's something that the legislative arm of government want to decide, then they have to do it. All of us have to discuss in the chamber and come into a conclusion that, okay, yes, we agree. There are difficult times, so we want to cut it. I can equally decide that, oh, I want to pay cut. How is it going to be done? That they will single out my own and cut it by a certain percentage and leave the rest. I'm not sure that will be an effective way of dealing with the issue that for demonstrating to Ghanaians to know that at least we are also helping to also ease the economic pressures on, all the difficulties that we are going through. So it should be by consensus, by the House, the entire 275 MPs. It should be a decision.
Personally, do you think that you would support his call?
That's why I'm saying that if that is a decision by the House, the entire House, that we want to do it, then nobody can escape. All of us have to do it together. But it shouldn't be necessary like the executive have taken. The president that this is how we are going to go. The president have appointed them. But here everybody represents each council. You cannot come and tell an MP that by force cut your decision unless there's a clear consensus agreement by members that, okay, looking at what is happening, we agree. And it should be a decision that both sides of the House, leadership has to, we should have a conclave, okay, then decide that, looking at how other arms of government or other, those in position are cutting their decision. Why don't you also take a step in looking at how we can, it might not be that big that how the executive have got to, because you know the burden on MPs already. The salary that they say they should cut, which of them are they going to cut? Is it the 40% already they've taken to pay their car loan? They are deducting them. So if you take that one out, your salary is left with about 60%. They will take taxes, your Senate and other things. They will take everything. So which of them are they going to cut? Is it the gross? Is it the net? The net, I bet to tell you that MPs, an MP who take a highest pay home, who is not even contributing to Senate and all those things, will be taking home about 12,000 or about 13,000. So if that is what we want to cut, why not? We can go ahead and cut it.
Yes, if that is what is necessary to sort of give us some relief temporarily, because at the end of the day, if things are very difficult and we should sacrifice, this House should sacrifice as well. And this is where it is. And I am of the humble view that we should be able to define to what extent and what time frame are we going to go back to normalcy. If an MP earns money, people think that it's kind of a big, lofty thing, becoming an MP or whatever you are getting. If you know the needs of your constituency, the army of people who believe that they should be beneficiaries of your largesse, then at the end of the day, even your salary will not be able to take you through one weekend or one weekend in the constituency. And how much you need to dole out to your constituents. Even in the areas of funerals, you realize that the MP is a sacrificial lamb.